What's up, Bears fans? Welcome into Chicago Bears now. I'm literally about to leave for my vacation, but practice wrapped up a little early, so I got time to do kind of a quick wrap-up of minicamp. I'm going to try to do minicamp winners and losers tomorrow on the channel from our vacation spot, so subscribe, turn on notifications, be on the lookout for that. I would greatly appreciate it. But did want to kind of put a wrap on mandatory minicamp as veterans are now off to have the next 6 weeks off. I think next week is just going to be rookies only for the final OTAs, so the veterans will be off for the next 6 weeks or so before training camp returns in late July, so stay tuned for that as well. But kind of a loose, kind of a fun day. They did some situational stuff at the end of practice today. Coming up in a few moments, something that was pretty interesting. Someone yesterday, I think it was Mark Carmen of CHGO, asked Ben Johnson, hey, is someone who maybe the outside or you weren't expecting to perform well, have you noticed any specific players who have done so? And Ben basically said, hey, ask me that question tomorrow. I'll have an answer for you. And he dropped 4 names today, and they're certainly interesting names. So we will get to that here in just a second as well. But some other just news and notes from today that stood out. Caleb Williams threw a deep ball post for a touchdown to DJ Moore. Certainly nice to see. And then Tyrique Stevenson got him on a 2-minute drill interception. I couldn't quite hear the audio of the question, but it sounded like the ball may have not come out cleanly out of Caleb's hands. It might have been a throw across his body or something like that. Ben said he'd have to check the film to see exactly what happened there, but certainly sounds like there's been some steady improvement, good back and forth between the offense and the defense. And then something else that was fun from today is for warm-ups, they had the offensive line and quarterbacks catch passes in warm-ups. You know Ben Johnson, he's going to have some trick plays up his sleeve. And he said, yeah, I think we got some candidates that we could run some stuff with. Somewhat joking, but, somewhat serious. We saw the Lions against the Bears last year try to throw a trick pass to Penei Sewell, or did they have Sewell throw the ball? I can't even remember now. But Darnell Wright, if you guys haven't seen it, had a nasty catch. One-handed catch. That clip's been circulating on Twitter. Caleb caught a deep ball. Then Case Keenum, I haven't seen this one, but he caught the ball behind his back, apparently, Ben Johnson said. Called it the catch of the day, 50 yards downfield. So that's fun, keeping it loose. I saw one reporter said it kind of felt like a Friday practice during the season, not too crazy in terms of intensity. And now they break off before training camp gets rolling in late July. Okay, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications wherever we are. We are going to bring you content here on this channel. I would greatly appreciate anybody that subscribes. We're like 140 subs away from our next milestone of 124,000. I would love it if we could get there. So if you want to help me out, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, let's get to the 4 players that Ben Johnson pointed out as kind of unexpected bright spots, we'll call it here. And the first one is certainly notable to me because it's a position that doesn't have a ton of depth, and it could be a good sign for this player to make this team heading into training camp, and that is Dominique Robinson. Said he's seen some positive signs from him, although the pads are off as a pass rusher, and loves what he brings on special teams. And that is one thing Dom Rob really did well last year. Remember, he had a blocked punt, I think, against Minnesota. Had a couple other nice moments on special teams as well. And if he's reliable on special teams and there's still not a ton of depth at edge, maybe there's a path for him to make this team. I will say this, he's a big physical body type, and that is what Dennis Allen likes in his defensive end. So if Dom Rob can have a strong training camp in preseason, there's opportunity, because after Montez Sweat and Dio Adengbo, it's not exactly murderer's row coming off the edge. You've got Austin Booker, who you would expect to be safe to make this team. You've got Daniel Hardy, but he's more of an undersized defensive end, and there's been some chatter that they may work him at linebacker. So there's still the opportunity is still there for Dom Rob. Somehow, some way, he might find a way to make this team for a 4th straight year. You know who Ben Johnson called the most improved player throughout the last couple of weeks at OTAs? Rubin Hyppolite, the rookie linebacker out of Maryland. And I think that's a very good sign, because that 3rd linebacker spot is unknown, right? You've got TJ and Tremaine, and TJ's been a little hampered with a soft tissue issue, so that's opened up more reps for Hyppolite, Noah Sewell, etc. And it sounds like Hippolyte's taken that opportunity. Ben Johnson said he's really picked things up quickly and that his athleticism has shown off on numerous occasions. I know there was a report, I think at last week's OTAs or maybe the first minicamp practice this week, that he had a nice pass breakup defending Cole Kmet on a play. So it sounds like he's picking up things quickly. And if he's picking up the mental side of it, we know the physical attributes are there. He can really run. He can play sideline to sideline. So if the instincts are there and he's picking up the playbook and his keys and all of that, he's got a shot to see some playing time this year. He definitely profiles to being a good special teams player. So hopefully he's able to show enough where he can also get on the field on defense, and it sounds like so far so good. Different animal when the pads come on, but like what I'm hearing there. Perhaps the biggest surprise out of these four players, this player was not on my radar at all. I don't think I've mentioned him by name other than maybe just reading off the depth chart once this offseason. That is Joel Wilson, the tight end. I'll even look it up real quick. Joel Wilson, Bears tight end. I don't even know, I'll be honest, his background that much. Born in 2000, Central Michigan is where he played his college ball. 6'4", 242, undrafted in 2023. He's been on 5 teams in 2 years. Saints, Bills, Packers, Giants, and now the Bears. Practice squads only. He's never made a 53-man roster. Now look, with Colston, Loveland sideline, there's been opportunities for tight ends to get some reps, right? I mean, obviously Cole Kmet's the top guy. Durham Smythe you would think is safe to make this team, but Ben Johnson runs a lot of 12 personnel. Could they carry 4 tight ends? Could Joel Wilson beat out Steven Carlson? I wouldn't rule that out. If they do carry a 4th guy, and maybe if they view one of these depth tight ends as a guy who could play some fullback too, maybe Joel Wilson could do that. Johnson seems to be intrigued by his receiving ability, so certainly intrigued by that as well. But we'll see where that goes. I don't have a ton on this guy. I mean, I don't even see collegiate stats here. In his career at Central Michigan, 82 catches, 874 yards, 12 touchdowns. So sounds like he was a red zone threat. But other than that, that's kind of all we know about Joel Wilson. So I'll do some more research and try to find out more. But did not expect Joel Wilson to be named by Ben Johnson. He was certainly not on my bingo card. And then lastly, Kyle Monangai, the running back out of Rutgers. Really excited to hear this one. Sounds like the last couple of days he really had a couple of good days here. The quickness has been on display. And what's really stood out to me in the clips I've seen and the reporting I've heard is that his ability to catch the football. Because that was a question coming out of Rutgers. We knew he was a good runner between the tackles, and we knew he was good in blitz pickup. But we didn't really know how he was as a pass catcher because he didn't have a lot of production there. Now, I think a lot of that was just the Rutgers offense. He was their primary runner, and they utilize other backs and clear passing downs and stuff like that. But if he's able to catch the football early on and show that skill set, then that certainly is going to go a long way in his ability to get onto the field. Now, as I'm filming this and before we get out of here, it looks like it has finally happened that Aaron Rodgers is going to sign with the Steelers. He is going to participate in mandatory minicamp next week. Obviously, longtime Packers quarterback. Certainly interesting. We knew that was going to likely happen, and that now he is going to be a Steeler, and if he's healthy, he will come to Soldier Field in Week 12 and face the Bears, perhaps for the last time in Soldier Field and regardless. So certainly excited to kick his ass, hopefully. I know Bears fans would love one final crack at Aaron Rodgers and to beat him, especially at home. So that game just got a little bit more juice. But Aaron Rodgers going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers here and be in the building next week for mandatory minicamp. So there is some news there as well. All right, that's going to do it for today's edition of Chicago Bears Now. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We will see you guys very soon. And hopefully tomorrow with some OT or minicamp winners and losers. So stay tuned and bear down.